Okay, I think we have enough people joined in. We'll start the session since it's already time. Okay, so good evening, all of you who joined this call on a short invite. Thank you all for joining in this session. So, this agenda of this session is basically to take you through on the business evaluation round. So, first of all, I congratulate you on your selection. You have cleared your online assessments. So, congratulations, whoever there joined on the call today are part of the selection list. So, congratulations on your selection. And we are further talking about the business evaluation round, because of which we are here today. So let's discuss about this business evaluation round. So I'm sure you must not have idea about this particular interview round. So the session is basically conducted just to ensure you have an idea about this before you take up the interview. Further, post this, I think we'll also be taking some questions. So we'll be open for the questions for some after 15 minutes. Then you can ask your questions on the chat box. Okay, talking about the business evaluation round. So business evaluation round is nothing but a business discussion. Both are same. Don't get confused. We don't have a technical or HR round here. So you've already cleared the online assessment. So you'll be having a business discussion round, that is a combination of technical and the HR. This would be the final round of interview, and post this will be offered from Wipro. So we have some set of processes which you follow post this interview. There is a joining process. A letter of intent will be released to you, and post which, based on the processes you complete, the offer letter also will be released. So that's how it goes with based on the selection with Wipro. So this once you clear this particular round of interview, you will be considered a final select for Wipro. So we have a set of parameters which we evaluate on this particular discussion round, that is business evaluation round. So basically we evaluate on the candidates' communication, collaboration, cultural alignment, and learnability. So these are the 4 parameters. Let me just put it on the chat box just for your reference. Okay, so these are the 4 parameters based on which you will be interviewed. So just for your reference, so that you be well prepared for the interview. Not get worried that I'm not well versed in technical terms. I do not have knowledge in technical. I'm not experienced. I do not have any exposure. So do not get worried, guys. So this particular round of interview, as I said, is a combination of both tech and HR. So not exactly the technical questions we asked based on your, since we know you are freshers who have been taking up this interview for the first time. So the questions will be asked based on your projects, academics, based on the skills you acquire and whatever you have updated on the resume. So see, suppose you have updated some particular project in your resume. Based on that thing which has been updated in the resume, questions will be asked. So it's not like you update something in the resume and you are not aware or you're not able to talk about it, right? So it's your resume, you have prepared it by yourself. It means you need to ensure whatever the data mentioned in the resume that's full of accurate information, and that is what in case has been asked. You have to be enough like you have to answer all those questions which have been asked through your resume, right? See, suppose you mention some skills that I have worked on this, I have worked on this project, but then when you are being asked about it, you say I do not have information. So just be prepared, whatever you have updated. I'm sure your recent projects is rework on it, understand what you have worked on, what are the skills you have acquired during your academics, all those you get prepared, well prepared, so that in case you have been asked in the interview, you are well versed to answer those. So communication is one thing which we are focusing on. So first thing, as I said, first parameter is communication. We just want to understand how good you are at your communication. Also, the second thing is collaboration. So how willingly or support what is support system, how you take decisions, how you assist other team members, or like how you work in a team and how you achieve your goals or deadlines. That's how we understand your collaboration parameter. So with regards to cultural environment, set of fears, so we have a set of spirit of Wipro values which we follow. We just want to understand you are fitting in those particular spirit of Wipro values and the 5 habits which we follow in Wipro. So before you get into Wipro, you need to understand about Wipro cultural things, so that you understand, you learn about it, and then you join in with us, so that you also be a part of Wipro's culture, right? So also with regards to learnability, I'm sure you guys are into many things you have been learning, and I'm sure you must be taking extra courses for maybe in a different matters where you want to improvise your skills or knowledge. So you get into a lot of learning activity. So this is one of the things which you want to understand how good or how capable you are in order to learn things. So these are the 4 parameters which we will be discussing, or you will be interviewed in the business risk evaluation form. Apart from these, a few quick questions which will be asked is based on your relocation, whether you are flexible to relocate, whether do you have any active arrears, backlogs in your academics, which is not acceptable. However, this will be asked as a part of your interview. So these quick questions has to be answered. Do you have any gaps in education? Also, whether you are comfortable to sign the service agreement, without which we will be considered, in case you're not okay with it, will be considered as rejected. Excuse me. So these are some parameters which will be asked, and you will be interviewed, and accordingly your selection and rejection happens. So be prepared, and most probably will be coming by next week. The interviews must be scheduling from coming week, that is from Tuesday. We'll keep you intimated. You will get a mailer from Superset, or a communication mailer stating that you have been aligned for the interview. So please be informed that your interviews will be starting coming week from 8th, that is from Tuesday. So we will be aligning the interviews set by set, batch by batch wise. So please wait for your interview alignment and ensure you have proper desktop or laptop available to take up this interview. And you also have a good network. And ensure your time slot is being given to you. Ensure you do not have anybody in your room or a space where you do not have any disturbance, so that you can take up the interview without any disturbance. Also, with regards to the network, please be clear or ensure you have a good bandwidth. So we don't want any disturbance with your network, because if you get dropped down, you will be marked as no show. So please ensure you will be having a good network. And further, since we have been intimating you in earlier, so ensure you make arrangements for all this. And as I said, you'll be receiving a communication mailer from us stating that your interview has been scheduled for tomorrow, and with the time slot. So you can just join the interview accordingly. Right? So also, once you attend the interview, post period of time, your results will be announced. LOI will be released to you. That is letter of intent. So you have to accept it on time. I think this is more about, that's all I think we have been discussing. I have given a more clarity about business evaluation round. So as I said, this is the final round, and you don't have any further round. This will be the last one, and this will be the final selection round. So I think we are open for the Q&A session. Let's take up the questions. Okay, with regards to time slot, you hardly 15 minutes to have an interview. So panel will evaluate you in that particular 15 minutes. So be prepared. Okay, as I said, it's there's a question has been asked with regards to elimination round. Yes, you will be like, I'm sure you have cleared your online assessment. So you must be clearing this round without any problem. So there are very few chances where you may get rejected based on your performance in the interview. So that would be the only elimination based on your performance. Well, Ankit has a question. Can virtual discussion round be rescheduled if candidate is traveling for some reason and cannot attend the moment? Okay. So that again depends. If you have a genuine reason and you are not able to take up the interview, we will try and get back to you on the next schedule. But please go ahead and opt for the first schedule which has been provided. Because we are informing you earlier, as I said, the interviews will start from next week and you will get a communication mail up prior to the date of interview. Suppose tomorrow your interview is scheduled, I'm just taking an example. If it is scheduled for tomorrow, by today, end of the day, you will receive a communication mail. Saurabh, thank you very much. Has it started? Yes. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Let me be clear to you. There are scenarios where during the online assessment, there are most of the cases you do some. I'm not pointing anybody, but there are chances of having the malpractice done. You're trying to get it done by your friends, or you're taking help from your family, or whatever it is. If you're trying to interrupt your assessment or interview, we will clearly get to know. So there is where most of the candidates in the assessment also have been rejected based on that malpractice if it has been done. Also in the interview, it will also be taken care if you're trying to take any help or if you're trying to read out something, or we will catch out such cases and will ensure that it's being rejected. So please be careful. There's no point of doing such kind of cheating, if I can say. Please ensure you are well prepared, you are being genuine in your interview, and take up the interviews. That's not a big deal. You clear the online assessment. So it's a normal discussion round. So I hope you will be clear in this. Akash, can you reconfirm if I am clear? Because I can see one of the uh, student has mentioned I'm not clear.
Yes, Naida, you are clear. The voice is clear.
Thank you. Okay, there is one question. What is the time Wipro conducts interviews? So, like as I said, we'll be conducting interviews batch wise. So we'll be starting interviews from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So between this timings, you'll be getting a slot which has been allocated to you. In that slot, you have to be available. Make yourself available, and your interview will be closed accordingly. Well, Uttam Sagar, that's not a problem if you're joining anonymously. I mean, without your name, that's fine. But then, if you're joining with your name, it's good to address your question and answer you. And this is for only those people who have cleared the assessment. In case anybody has not received this orientation session mail and are part of this call, or suppose you have shared this link with your friends, please be informed you will not be scheduled for the interview. So this is only for those who have cleared the assessments. So everybody is getting this session link. Do not worry, whoever has been selected will be receiving the session link. We have different sessions arranged for set of based on the batches, batch wise. We have 2 sessions arranged for today, and we have another session tomorrow for left out students. Tarun has a question. We already have sent selection emails, so it means whoever has received also this orientation session mail are part of the selection list. That's the final one, and as of now, we don't have anything further to be scheduled. The selection list. Well, the package is 3.5, guys, and this has already been informed to you. Okay, I think there's a question on Turbo. So, with regards to this, Turbo is now updated. I mean, this has been now changed as updated as Velocity Upgrade Program, wherein you will be having a set of training being provided, and based on that particular skill, and you'll be certified. Certification will be provided, and you will be joining on Turbo compensation, that is 6.5. So with regards to turbo eligibility or velocity eligibility, both are same. That'll be based on your online assessment. So whoever has performed excellent in your online assessment will be part of turbo program. Ayappa, we don't have any TR round. As I said, this is the final round, and this will be the only round, business evaluation round or business discussion round, whatever you consider. So we don't have a TR round as such. Interview dates will be shared soon to you based on the batch wise. As I said, it's hardly 15 to 20 minutes of the interview, so not more than that. Well, guys, it's not that the project is mandatory, because I can see an anonymous question ask, is project mandatory? So it's not that the project is mandatory, but then I was just taking an example. See, suppose if you have mentioned anything in your resume and you're not able to answer that, please be ensure. I hope you have already updated your resumes, and the information in it is accurate and it's not a false information. And in case you have conducted any projects, please ensure you are having information about it. In case interviewer, the panel will be asking question on that, you are supposed to answer it. Not that you are updating some information in your resume and you are not aware about it, right? So I was just taking an example that whatever information you mentioned in your resume, you might be asked, the questions may be asked from that resume as well. Whether it is through your extracurricular courses, if you have done anything, or it might be the skills you mentioned that I'm doing good or great in this particular skills. Questions will be asked on that. Also, I'm sure since you have cleared online assessment, so you must have all that knowledge as well. Okay, the next question is want to know about the gap criteria. 2 years is the gap which will be eligible only if it is between the education, not mid of course, right? Let me be clear about it. Between the education means 10 to 12 or 12th to your graduation. So it should not be mid of your course. Like instead of 4-year course, you're taking 5 years to complete the course. That's not the one. That will not be considered. Only 2 years is eligible with the genuine reason, mid of education. So as talking about the results, guys, I can see question on when will the results be out. As I said, immediate after your interview, within a week's time, you'll be receiving your results and you will get to know your selections. Also, LOI will be released. So let me just take up the next question. Okay, I think okay, with regards to there is an anonymous question again. working with Wipro after getting offer letter, like which month we gonna join? Well, that again depends, guys. So, suppose you are taking up the interview this month, and you'll be receiving your results by end of this month, and the next week you start your process, joining processes. LOI will be released to you, and your joining process will be starting. Like your documentation part will get started, your offer letter will be released. Everything, if you are doing on time, if you are providing all the information on time, if you are accepting the offer letter on time, and you're clearing your background verification, soon you will be receiving an onboarding update. So further information about your joining and rest of the details will be shared to you step by step through the communication email. So please be available on your emails whenever you get a mail from Wipro. Please ensure you have a track on it. Ashit, it's fine if you have not included the project. That's fine. But still, if you have been asked in the interview by any chance, you can answer it upon. Well, if anybody has exams during your schedule, you can take up your exams. Just try if you can make out for the interview. If you have completed your exam within first half and the slot is in second half, you can make out your for interview. In case you're not able to make out for the interview, we will ensure we'll try to reschedule your interview. So anybody who has provided wrong details, suppose based on the eligibility, if you have more than 2 years gap and you're not having enough percentage, that is 60% and above, and anybody who is not like you don't have eligibility criteria meeting and they still registered with the wrong information, you will be catch hold during the background verification, and in case the BGV comes in red, you will not be able to join with Wipro. Also, if you have any active backlogs, so as it's been clear that before Wipro offers you, you have to clear a backlog. So I think there is an anonymous question asking about the culture of Wipro. Well, if you are, I'm sure you must have googled about Wipro before you take up the interview, or when you get prepared, or when you want to just apply for Wipro's interview. I'm sure you must have gone through, and you also are aware about the spirit of Wipro. There are a set of values which we follow as the spirit of Wipro. So we just validate you based on this, whether you are a good fit being with Wipro, following the culture of Wipro. That's more important. If I'm talking about the spirit of value, we need to ensure we are working towards the client success. That is one thing which we follow. At the end, for us, clients are very important, and whatever we do or we are responsible, we should ensure it's based on the client success. That is one thing, and another thing is each individual should be treated with respect. Whether we do not have anything bias. There is nothing which is going on in Wipro with regards to bias or gender bias or whatever it is, region bias, religion, caste, or anything. Even a female and male all are respected and treated equally. and we are ensuring we have good number of females being hired as well. So we are trying to get everything equally in the Wipro. Also, each individual is being treated with respect. That is one thing which we follow as the spirit of Wipro. The third point is like being responsible. Like whatever we do, we are ensuring we are globally responsible for it. Whatever the task is being assigned, whatever we do within Wipro, we are ensuring we are globally responsible for it. And at the end, that is not last but together, if we are considering this, we are ensuring we work as an integrity. Everything we do, it's on honesty, and we don't try to cheat or do anything wrong. Within Wipro, these are the set of Wipro's values which we follow, and this is part of culture of Wipro. So this is all about the culture. So we also evaluate you based on this set of values in the interview. Okay, I can see most of you are writing that you have examinations. As I said, you can take up the interview if you are available at that point of time. If not, we will try to reschedule it for you. So as I said, for Turbo, we are considering only those who have performed very well or excellent during the online assessment. So eligibility will be based on that. So now there's nothing as such other set of eligibility for Turbo. Please ensure you clear your backlogs. If you have even one backlog, please ensure you clear it before you get an offer from Wipro. So eligibility for Turbo, you will not be knowing now. Once you clear your interview and once we go through your assessment results, based on that, we will pick out only those who have performed very well. A set of people will be considered, and those will be eligible for Turbo, and those will be provided with the communication on selection of Turbo. Service agreement is for only 1 year, and you should be okay for service agreement before you take up this interview. And also, this is very important. Being an elite, getting an elite offer, you should be okay with this agreement. Okay, I think repeated questions coming in. Let me just take few more questions before we wind up the session. Do not worry about IT and non-IT, Sai Kumar. This is as I said, since you are freshers and we are well aware that you're not having any exposure into IT nor you have any exposure into technical skills. So you will be interviewed accordingly in the business evaluation round. That's the reason we have arranged this session to make you brief or get you understanding on how things or how interview will be going on for you. Be confident, be ensure whatever you are, you're explaining it yourself. Will not get nervous out, take some time, adjust yourself, be prepared, and do your interview and give your best. That's only, I think, as I said, selection ratio is high than the rejection. So if you're part of some malpractice, only then you might get in a rejection ratio. So please ensure not cheating in your interview. Okay, Dharma, as I said, we have four set of parameters on which you will be evaluated. Communication, collaboration, cultural alignment, and learnability. There is no HR round. This will be the final round. Again, repeatedly saying this, because I think there are questions coming in. Do not worry about the vacancies, guys. I think someone has asked about the vacancy. How many vacancies are there? See, we have, if I'm just taking an example, if we have 1,000 people, we are hiring all those 1,000 people in case you have been selected. So do not worry about it. We're not hiring you based on the number of vacancies available. So if you all are selected, I hope if you all get selected in the interview, if you all are selected, you all will be provided with the opportunity. Okay, I think we are good. We have answered many questions. I can see repeated questions coming in. Someone writes, I didn't get the orientation session link. I don't know how you have joined the session then. Guys, this is the orientation session. It means